And welcome to another brand new episode of FX Trading with your host, Peeling Mindset. So this is amazing. We are here and the markets are moving. I've got some of my plans here, and we are waiting at around 30 minutes after the market open. We have this PPI news here in the US dollars. Maybe that's going to bring some attraction here. So Sabine on YouTube says, welcome Anuj, sir. Thank you, Sabine. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. All right, so I'm actually looking for sells below 138.550 sort of area. So I'm looking to see if I can take sells. I mean, if this candle breaks its own low on an hourly, there's like a clear range. So this was my London idea, right? So the trade is happening right now, which is pretty good. So I was actually waiting for sells below 138.550. Now, if the candles are to push down on GU, it's kind of looking nice. So all I need to do right here is open up my terminal. I mean, gold is pretty bullish, to be honest. Gold is pretty bullish. And there is a high chance gold is going to move up here. Let's see what GJ is doing, right? So opening up my terminal, trying to get things ready. And all right, GU. All right, GJ is pretty bearish as well, rejecting that 153, 190 sort of area one more time. GJ is pretty bearish. GJ, GU, I mean, everything looking bearish. GA also rejecting that top. I mean, it's ranging, but my bias on GU is a sell, a selling bias, a clear selling bias. If this hourly candle is to break the low, that's going to be my entry point. So I'm going to take a sell on the break of the low with my stop loss in about 10 pips back in the range. This is going to be back in the range in about 10 pips, expecting the candles to push down with volume. I mean, let's see what's going to happen. I just need 10, 12 pips out of the market. That's all. So the hourly candle is about to close in the next 17 minutes. This is very interesting. If this hourly candle finally closes below 138.550, there's a higher chance candles are going to push down. So trying to get ready here. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to get ready. All right. Trying to get ready. 25 pips on the downside. 4-hour candle is bearish. 2-hour candle is about to close. 1-hour candle is about to close on a 30-minute time frame. I mean, 30 minutes looking pretty nice at this point in time. Just have to see 30-minute flipping in my direction. Oh, look at this 15-minute candle flipping in my direction. So this is pretty good. So this is actually looking very nice, right? So 5-minute candles are ranging side by side. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take a sell once the low is going to be broken. Once the low gets broken on a 15-minute, I mean, that's going to be on a 30-minute and an hourly, the view is way clear, right? So that's what I want to do. On the break of the on candle's low, my stop loss is going to be somewhere around here, somewhere around 10 pips. Or actually, I'm going to place my stop loss off of the previous candle in about 12 pips from the entry point. So that's going to be my idea for today. A sell stop sort of idea. So let's see if it's going to work. Sell stop below the candle's low. All right, so somewhere around here. It's actually going to be interesting. Actually going to be interesting if the pending order can be activated. This is going to be really, really interesting. Faisal Dogar says, make your stream HD. Well, I mean, a lot of guys on the YouTube had trouble accessing the HD stream. That's why I had to lower the stream quality. But I mean, it is what it is, you know. Right now, honestly, it is what it is. Gotta roll with what we have. So I think there's a high chance the candles could push down. Look at the way the previous 15-minute candle closed bearish. Closed bearish, dodgy. But there's a high chance candle could push down, break the low, activate my pending, and I think it's going to be an early day today. Let's see what's going to happen. Is it actually going to be an early day? Let's see. Let's see. All right, almost activating my pending. Hasn't activated yet. Faisal Dogar says, on big screen, it is difficult for us to watch your chart. Ooh, okay. Alrighty. The 30-minute right now looks very nice to push down. If this 30-minute candle could push down, I mean, this is amazing. Let's just see. I just need 10 pips out of the market. Just 10 pips out of the market. 10 pips out of the market. Still waiting. Hourly candle closing in the next 11 minutes. Oh, this was my setup for London session, right? It didn't happen, so it's happening right now, which is good. Which is pretty good. And I'm still waiting. I mean, this is the beauty about pending orders. You know, if the order's not activated, I mean, my order's still not activated. It's still a little bit lower. It's still a little bit lower. My order hasn't been activated yet. Four, 2, 1, 6. So 517, but you said your order activated. No, it's not activated. My order is not activated yet. My order is not activated yet. I cannot be clearer than that. Right? I'm still waiting. I mean, on my broker's terminal, I haven't. So my broker's terminal, the liquidity feed says the low that the price made is 526, and my pending is actually lower. So it's in about 520. So on this trading view, it tells me that it has broken 520 on the low, but on my trading terminal, I mean, my trades work according to my broker's liquidity feed, right? So I'm still waiting. I mean, the structure is there. The bearish structure is there. I mean, obviously, this was the 15-minute support, but on a 30-minute and an hourly time frame, it looks way better. And there is a chance this hourly candle could just close somewhere around here. And with a wick on the downside, and the wick on the downside is only going to show us higher chances for the price to push down later, right? So the idea here is to wait for the volume. If the volume is going to push the price down, that's what we want here. That's exactly what we want. Some sort of volume in the market, all right? Pretty simple. If there's no volume and the market's candles retracing, I mean, maybe it's waiting for a PPI or it's actually waiting for some sort of volume. So it's a good idea for me to wait. My pending hasn't been activated yet. It hasn't been activated yet. Let's look at pound AUD and see what's happening in pound AUD. Our Enzo Corteza says, good evening, good sir. Good. How are you, Enzo? I hope you're doing well. Mr. Enzo Corteza. Mr. Enzo Corteza. Da 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 da. Thursday. Usually around Thursday, I mean, we see a lot of volume, but today is a PPI day. I mean, CPI, PPI. I mean, these news often cause a lot of ranging market, right? So, I mean, market's been pretty rangy this London session. I was looking for sales below 138,550. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen until now. I mean, it kind of makes sense because the structure is there. And I mean, the CPI pump yesterday, the impulsive pump, maybe that could be corrected as well. So kind of waiting to see if the volume could push the price down. The structure is there, 4-hour candles looking good. And I mean, just have to see some sort of volume. That's all. If the candles are not going to push down with volume right now, we can obviously guess that, you know what, candles may be waiting for a PPI. You know, that could be the case as well. Our Enzo Corteza says, doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Ooh, yes, beautiful day. I'm having a beautiful day. You know why? Because recently I was approached by a lot of people for mentorship program and stuff. They were asking if I was hosting a mentorship plan and stuff. And we were thinking about it, and we have built a course, and I'm actually personally teaching people now. So I'm taking people in my small bit of community. So the YouTube guys, I mean, you guys been here for a long time. We've been growing slowly. You know, we've recently hit that new subscriber milestone. So it's growing, which is pretty good. But I mean, we are building the mentorship plan, and it's so affordable. I mean, it's one of the most, I would say, one of the most affordable mentorship plan out there. You know, and it's not going to be like for sales. It's more going to be to grow community for the first time being. You know, we'll try and grow the community as hard as much as we can, and after a while, maybe we'll think about how we can actually level up the mentorship plans and stuff. Until then, it's just going to be like my first few people, and I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to take deep care of them. So it's going pretty well. New projects, you know, I always love new projects. Always love new projects. All right. Faisal says, how many pairs do you trade? So I basically look into pound yen and gold. And automatically, what I know is pound USD. I've been trading pound USD also for some time. So pound yen and gold, looking at these two pairs automatically help me trade pound USD and pound AUD. So these four pairs are basically my main pair, and specifically pound yen and gold, right? And sometimes what happens is when one of the markets ranging, because I know the market in pound and because I know the market in USD, I mean, pound USD also makes sense. When there's structure, when there's volume, it kind of makes sense. The other pairs here, these are for my friends. So a lot of people in my community, a lot of people in my Slack group, they look into these pairs, and obviously we talk about different ideas. So that's why I have it here. But mainly I focus on these. But for beginner traders, I mean, if you're asking for a beginner trader, it's actually recommended for beginner traders to focus on one or two pair and take one or two trades a day max, right? Sometimes not even two, sometimes just one trade. I mean, you have to define your rules, right? And obviously, one or two pairs. Why? The question is why. I mean, it's definitely up to you to set your own difficulty level, right? So I mean, choosing one pair is like setting your difficulty level for learning FX to easy. If you put yourself in a condition where you're learning 5 pairs right at the beginning, I don't know how you're setting a difficulty, man. That's pretty hard, and sometimes it's not even going to make sense because you'll be correlating, you'll be I don't know, man. You'll be looking at too many stuffs at a time. So one pair or two pair right at the beginning is the best idea. And especially when you belong to the economy. For example, because I know Aussie dollar, right? I live in Australia and I know about Aussie dollar. So choosing pound AUD is not something I've done by doing the lottery, or I haven't done the, what is the exact word? There's a system, right? How people can actually. I haven't done any random pair generator. No, it's like it kind of have to make sense. You have to know some of the economy. Maybe if you belong to that economy, or if you belong to that geography, I mean, you would know the latest updates in that country's economy. You would know the latest policies, right, than anybody else out there. So it kind of has to make sense when you choose your right pair. Oh, and my pending is activated right now. My pending is activated. So all I'm thinking right now is, this is the close of the 2 hour and 1 hour. And what I know is, by fact, when the higher time frame candles close, they tend to retrace or they tend to push really hard. So now at this point in time, if the hourly candle is going to retrace, I'm going to let it breathe. Why? Because my stop loss is below, my stop loss is above the previous two 15-minute candles, right? On a 15-minute sort of a structure, and even a 30-minute structure. It's pretty high. So if the candles are to push down, the 30-minute candle is looking pretty nice with its wick on the top. But if the candles is to retrace, I know by fact, maybe the next candle is going to retrace and is going to grab liquidity before pushing down. Ooh, and we're pushing down at this point in time. Beautiful. I just need 10 pips out of the market. That's it. Just need 10 pips out of the market. Let's see, it's looking pretty nice. 1 minute left. Yep, we are breaking out of the range on a 5 minute, which is looking pretty good. I mean, sometimes it's a really good idea to look around a smaller time frame candles too, because that way you know what's happening, right? So on a 1 minute, the candles are ranging. Clearly, candles are ranging. I mean, the previous 1 minute candle closed back in the range. Sometimes looking at this smaller time frame, you know the micro detail. It's not panicking. It's not being, I would say, what's the exact word? It's not being worried, right? But it's actually having a constant question in the head about risk management. Because for me, risk management is the key. I'm going to let this trade breathe. To be honest, I'm going to let this trade breathe unless there's going to be some sort of haphazard rejection from the bottom. And if the candle starts pushing up, if the candles break its own high, that's going to be the first signal for risk management. And if the candle starts breaking the previous candle's high, that's going to be the second stronger, I would say, stronger signal for risk management. So at that point in time, I have to manage risk. But for now, it's looking good, pretty good. I mean, the trade is running. I'm only looking for 10 to 12 pips. So let's see what's going to happen. Hourly candle. And also the 2-hour candle closed bearish and has a pretty strong body at this point in time. This body is actually really nice. To be honest, this is one of the most ideal bearish candle. If the next candle has to push down, it kind of makes sense. Why? Because the candle's looking nice. I mean, obviously the candle doesn't have a wick on the downside, or decent wick, but the structure itself breaking a support, rejecting the top, tells us a lot of stuff, especially when there's a clear traffic on the left hand side, and this traffic is a push from the CPI news from yesterday. So there is a chance some part of it could be corrected as well. So let's see what's going to happen. Is the market going to move before PPI or what? Now, we are in the first few minutes of this hourly candle. And if this hourly candle could make a top wick before pushing down, that's even lovely. But I'm in the position already. So I'm going to let it breathe. I mean, previous 30-minute candle closed with a wick on the top. I'm expecting this 30-minute candle to make a wick on the top as well. But we will see. We will definitely see. And slowly pushing down. This is lovely. This is actually looking really nice. Actually looking nice. Actually looking nice. On a 30-minute, any hourly, the structure looks fine. I'm expecting the candles to make a top wick before moving down. If that is the case, I mean, we are definitely pushing down. If that is the case, I'm only being alert about the fact that the candle is pushing down in the first few minutes. So I'm thinking about risk management, right? So at this point in time, if the candles are to push up and break the highs of the previous 15-minute candle, and again, the previous 15-minute candle, that's going to be the point where I'm going to close at least 50% of my position. Because I want to manage risk. That is the mantra I've learned over time. I want to manage risk, right? And if I manage risk, I win on a long term. That means if I win, let's say I take 10 trades, and if I win only 5 times, right? That's like 50% of profitability. Even if I win 50% of the time, if I manage risk the whole time, my winners are going to look bigger than the losers. And that's what I want. That's what I want. I want my winners to look bigger than my losers. And right now, the trade is still carrying on. I mean, as we talked about, the candles, the hourly candle pushed down in its first few minutes. So that was pretty nice. But right now, the candles are retracing, which kind of makes sense because obviously the previous candle rejected that 138,550 sort of a vicinity, and also the previously broken support area. And if the candles are to push down, it has to make that wick before pushing down. That's what I'm thinking. So let's see if the trade is going to work accordingly. Simple idea. And the candle is breathing. And we have made a top wick. I mean, it's not that decent top wick, but we have made that top wick. So good chances to push down here. Let's see what's going to happen in the next few minutes. And the 1 minute is coming back in the range. Ooh, okay. Have to keep an eye open on even the smallest time frame, you know, because it gives you an early signal. And if the early signals are read properly, I mean, that's the best. You have to constantly read the market and be alert. So Enzo Cortez says, how come you're saying it's not good top wick? Does it have to do with volume? All right, so Enzo, I mean, the top wick is good. I'm only saying it doesn't have a decent top wick. It has a wick which is good, but it doesn't have a decent top wick like the previous candle, right? I mean, the wick on the top is good, but I needed a deeper retracement like this. A deeper retracement, a deeper rejection is only telling me that, you know what, price has a high chance to push down. I mean, it's pushing down right now, which is pretty good. Now, let's see if the candles are just going to continue down. That's lovely, you know, that's just lovely. Always expect the unexpected from your instrument. Always expect that wrong things are going to happen to you. That way, you're going to stay alert on risk management. That way, you're going to think about how the hell can I save my money? How the hell can I execute on the best trade? Ooh, and we're pushing down here. Lovely. I'm going to secure once I hit that 10 to 12 pips. Let's see. Pre-New York volume. Let's see if it's going to push down. Pre-New York volume. All right, I'm going to show you guys my trade right here. Dun, dun, dun. There you go. This is my trade right here. My trade right here. So, I mean, risk management. Let's see. Risk management is the key, right? I'll show you guys my trade. So it's working. It's working. Let's see if we can secure, 10 to 12 pips. Let's see. Just 10 to 12 pips and I'll be good. I'll be good. In about 4 pips in profit at this point in time. At this point in time, the 30-minute looks very nice. There's a high chance for the candles to push down. I just need 10 pips and I'll be out. And I'll be out. Yeah, and we are pushing down nice and slow. Now, at this point in time, if the candles push up, there is no business in candles pushing up. So if the candles push up, it's just risk management, man. 100% risk management. Otherwise, it's actually looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All right, so Marco on YouTube says, when does New York session start? So the New York session starts around 8 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. If you're a beginner trader, obviously maybe you don't know, but that's when it starts, 8 a.m. EST. And the pre-session or the pre-market, so when the markets haven't opened up yet, so 2 hours or 1.5 to 2 hours before the market open is the pre-market. So right now is the pre-New York session. And the candles are pushing down pretty well. Candles are pushing down pretty well. So this was my analysis and the trade setup. I was waiting since London session. And this is the good thing about planning. When you plan your trade and you get to trade the plan, that's lovely, right? So you got to plan and trade the plan, you know? You got to plan the trade the plan. Simple. All right, Marcus says, oh, thanks. I didn't know about the pre-markets and got confused. Yeah, basically right now is the pre-New York session. This is one of the high volume session time, obviously. So expecting the candles to push down. I mean, I sell on the break of the 15-minute candles low because I was only trying to take a confirmation trade. And which happened. My pending got activated. It's working right now. So it just has to push down. If it's going to push down, man, it's going to be a lovely early day for me. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about an early day. Let's see. And we are still hanging around there. Let's just have a look at these smaller time frame candles to see what's happening. 15-minute candle closing the next 3 minutes. 5-minute candle, previous 5-minute candle closed bearish, pretty good, looking beautiful. So if the candles starts breaking the current candles low, this is lovely. If the candles are to push down, this is actually looking good. So there's a clear range on the left hand side. I mean, a pretty clear range. I mean, the candles could move all the way down to 138.290. But I'm only expecting to take like 10 to 12 pips out of the market. At this point in time, the candles are retracing pretty heavy. So let's see what's going to happen. Retracing. Higher chances to push down than anything else. Ooh, we are retracing. And the candles are retracing pretty heavy at this point in time. So just waiting to see volume. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of volume yet. We did push down like 4 pips, but yeah, 4 to 5 pips. 4 to 5 pips. Looks like 15-minute candle is retracing pretty heavy, rejecting the bottom. 1 minute left. Let's see if this 15-minute candle closes bearish. That's the real question. All right, so the 15-minute candle closed bearish, but it rejected the bottom. All right, so and this is the first 15-minute out of the hourly candle. I mean, it does have wick on the downside, and the structure is bearish. The 30-minute candle has 14 more minutes left for its close. So kind of waiting here. I'm still letting the trade breathe. So let's see what's going to happen. New York volume, pre-New York volume. In the next hour, in about hour, we have this PPI news, and they're actually expecting bad numbers. So if the numbers are going to turn out to be exactly what they're expecting, I mean, gold is going to pump up. Gold is going to pump up, and at this point in time, pound USD, I mean, 15-minute candle has broken the previous 15-minute candle's high. So for me, one of the risk management area will be once this candle breaks this 15-minute candle's high, that's going to be the sign that, you know what, I have to close at least 50% of my position. And that's what I'm going to do. Close 50% of the position at that point in time. But at this point in time, it's still breathing. I'm still going to let it breathe. So let's see what's going to happen in the next few minutes. And we are still waiting. We are waiting. All right, so for my bias to be stronger, for my positions to be stronger, I need the 15-minute candle to flip bearish. So let's see what's going to happen. If the candles are not going to flip bearish, I mean, man, I have to think about cutting down my losses short. And right now, the position is still breathing. I mean, the 15-minute candle is flipping bearish. Oh, it's flip bearish. Bearish. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. All right, so we have 3. Oh, and we are pushing down nice and slow. The trade is working. Need 9 to 10 to 10 to 11 pips. I mean, I'll be happy with 9 pips too, you know. Sometimes the market gives you whatever the market has. Obviously we have to be happy about whatever we have. We cannot just say, you know what, I want to be cocky today. No. Sometimes you just have to accept the fact that 9 pips is also a winner. So I'm just waiting to see how the 30-minute candle, eventually how the 30-minute candle is going to close. If the 30-minute candle closes bearish, my bias is strong. So let's see what's going to happen. All right, so let's see if there's enough volume. Is the market going to be rangy before the PPI, or are we going to experience some sort of push down in pound USD? Interesting how USD is gaining some sort of strength before the PPI. So let's see if the USD's strength against pound is going to sustain. Let's see. All right. So on YouTube, Ashinam says, man, glad to know that. I can't wait to join your mentorship. Ooh, all right. That's nice. Looking forward to it. Many of the beginners like me will get a clue now. Thank you. Thank you. I think Ashinam did message me on Instagram as well. So we will see what we can do, obviously. So the main idea is to grow the community, I just want to grow close by friends and help them as we grow along, as I grow along, as our team grows along. It's going to be amazing. It's obviously going to be amazing. It's going to be a big movement. So we will see what we can do. People showing interest in it. It's already great. And we're trying to make it the best affordable ever. Obviously there's going to be a lot of value in it, a lot of personal care, a lot of fun webinar, and there's a lot of stuff to come yet. So 15-minute candle. Look at this. Previous two 15-minute candles close with 2 small body, almost like dodgy bodies. So maybe in relation to volume, what the body size is telling me is that, the volume on the downside is dying. So now I have to think the worst out of my trade, right? Why? Because that way I can stay alert. I can stay alert on the risk management sort of side. I am in the trade. I'm letting it breathe. But what I'm telling myself is, if the candles are to push down, there is no business in candles pushing up at this point in time. If the candles are going to break the previous candle's high, and again the other candle's high, I have to manage my risk somehow. That's all. Simple as that. Right now it's running. It's looking pretty good. So let's see what's going to happen in the next few minutes. The structure is there. But hopefully volume shows in, because the structure is there. We just need some sort of volume. That's all. If there is no volume, it's going to get tough. So I have to see some sort of volume. Ooh, and we are pushing down nice and slow, trying to feel the wick on the left-hand side. This is the exact maneuver, exact idea about wick feel. this is what a wick fill looks like. So it's actually looking good. So let's see what's going to happen. Wow. It's pushing down. Nice and slow. So 4 pips in profit at this point in time. 4 pips. I just need 10 pips. Just need 10 pips. And pushing down before the market opened. 30 minutes before the market opened at this point in time. And in 5 pips in profit. Need to see 8, 9, or 10. Let's see. Candles are having a little bit of funny time over there. I mean, it's not breaking the low. If the candles are to push down, the structure is there. The wick is being filled. So all we got to see is candles breaking the low. Ooh, and we broke the low. That is lovely. So just need to see 8, 9, or some sort of 10 pip here. Let's see what's going to happen. 5 pips in profit. Ooh, and 6 pips in profit right now. Let's see. I'm going to show you guys my trade. Look at this. This is my trade right here. If you guys can see. Alrighty. Wow, and we're pushing down 6, 7, 8. Ooh, and we're pushing down. And this is the point where I'm going to secure at least something out of the market. Securing something. All right, so secure half, letting the rest run. Secure and letting the rest run. At this point in time, if the candles are to drop heavily, I don't care. In about 9 pips in profit at this point in time. 9 pips in profit. Let's see what's going to happen. If the candles are to push down, I've placed my stop loss at break even. So secured around 8.5, almost 9 pip. So almost about 70% of my account, to be honest. That was actually lovely. So I'm going to show you guys my position right here. Look at this. This is what I did. This is what I did. I secured. So you always got to secure. If you don't secure, man, there's no point in trading. You just don't want to get in the market just for fun. You want to secure something out of the market every time. And just imagine, every time you enter the market, you're able to secure something. Man, that is amazing. If you can secure something out of the market every time, wow. Just get the pieces and get out of there. Just get the pieces and get out of there. That was actually lovely. Actually amazing. Beautiful. Whoever took that trade, man, obviously give the stream likes and obviously, man, that's amazing. I mean, beautiful. We talked about the position. We actually showed the position as well live. There was everything was vivid. Everything was clear as the sky. We talked all about it and amazing. I mean, whoever took it, whoever managed to understand the position and capitalized off of it, I mean, that's beautiful. That's the idea of the stream and the community. This is the idea. That's why I wanna grow a new atmosphere, right? So I wanna grow this group of community where I can share my ideas, my trades for free, without any hesitation. And when I have this group, I will need to give out the trades I take every time. It's not gonna be a trade I take like in the back of my heart, or without telling somebody else. When I have this community, I'm gonna tell them all of my strategies, so all of the methods I use. I mean, obviously it's gonna be amazing. So it's pretty lovely. Pretty lovely. Let's see what's gonna happen. All right, so I'm gonna journal my trade. Journal my trade. So how do I journal my trade?
time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
All right, so this is a good example of journaling. I mean, you don't have to journal in the same manner, but I mean, in a similar fashion is a good idea, because that way you will get to understand your idea pretty clear. Once you look at it, I mean, it's going to be way easier, right? So make it simple to understand. Your journals should be easy to read, nothing hard, easy to read. This was lovely. So that's why you got to plan your trade and trade the plan. Simple. Plan your trade, trade the plan. Lovely. Beautiful. Now, if you don't know how to journal, so I'm going to send you guys the link for journaling. This is how you journal, right? Da, 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 da. That's how you journal. All right, guys, I'm going to be here for the next 15 minutes. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to call it a day, because I've secured my profits in the market already. And there is no business in hanging around, because if I've secured my profit and secured my trade, I should just call it a day, right? Simple. So we'll see what's going to happen in the next few minutes. And we are 5 minutes away from the market open, and GU is still keeping the bearish sort of a sign, and it's going to be interesting how the market's going to push. I still have some of the position left. It's managed, it's at break even at this point in time. I don't care if the market drops. I don't care if the market retraces up, because I'm happy securing profits earlier on. And at this point in time, if it's going to fall down, then it's beautiful. But if it's going to retrace and stop me at a break even, it is what it is. Again, it is what it is. That's the idea. That's the basic idea. Now, if the candles are to push down, I mean, we will see. We will see if the volume is going to actually push it down, because the structure is bearish. It makes sense to push down. So we are still waiting. All right, so this is the market open right here. So expecting some sort of volume from New York. So let's see what's gonna happen. We are waiting for the volume. I mean, the position is still there. Looks like it could get stopped out, but I mean the bias is sell. And let's see if the position is gonna run any sooner. Let's see. And the position is stopped at a break even. So that was actually lovely. That was actually lovely. So I let one of the position run with break even. I secured 3 of the positions from earlier on. I mean, this is lovely. Really nice. Beautiful. Beauty and a beauty. So this is what happens if you don't manage your position. I mean, this is what happens. High volume time, candles retraces. I mean, the bias hasn't changed yet. The bias is still a bearish bias until and unless the market pushes down haphazardly. Unless the market pushes up haphazardly. But that was a lovely, lovely trade. Lovely, lovely analysis, which is pretty good. Pretty good. And looks like pound USD has retraced in the first few minutes of the market open, and looks like the market could actually push down even lower. That's what it looks like. If the candles are going to reject the top and it's going to feel the wick on the downside, man, it's going to push down. It's definitely going to push down. But we are in about 20 minutes away from the market news event, the PPI. So I'm kind of waiting to see if the range on the downside could be filled. I've secured my profits already, but kind of looks interesting, isn't it? Kind of looks interesting. And looks like the market is retracing pretty heavy. So that's the idea. Sometimes in the market, you have to be happy with whatever you get. Sometimes you get 10 pips, sometimes you get 7 pips, sometimes 8 pips, sometimes 9 pips. So I was okay with my 8.5 pips profit, and I manage my profits and I manage my trades accordingly. Now, at this point in time, the guys who are in a greedy sort of a mindset, I don't know what's happening to them, because they must be in a drawdown. And do you really want to be in drawdown? The answer is no. And we are in about 10 minutes away from the news event. So obviously the market is going to range. So that's why you got to secure. Sometimes you have to know where you're standing. If there's a news event coming in the next few minutes, if the market is pushing with volume or not, is the volume potentially dying? Are you thinking about the worst things that can happen to you? So if you think about these stuff, man, that's how you would stay alert to secure something out of the market. So that's what you got to do. Simple. Now we're just waiting for the market to show us some sort of push with the PPI news event. So we will see what's going to happen. Until then, we are just waiting. So I'm going to switch the chart to GU, and I'm still here, guys. If you have any question on the YouTube, just ask me the questions, all right? And Enzo on YouTube says rejected heavily on the resistance. Kind of makes sense. The resistance has been rejected, but we also have to know the fact that we are very close to a news event. Enzo, your market reading is actually getting better. It's actually rejecting the previously broken support. And looks like this area can act as a resistance. But now for the candles to push down with confirmation, it has to break its own low. And that's going to be lovely. So just got to wait a little bit more and probably will push down. But lovely. All right. So Enzo says, would it be a good idea if I take a sell at that previously broken support? Then stop loss would be on the high of the big red candle. Ooh, maybe no. You know why? Because we are very close to news event. Especially what happens is around news times, what happens is uncertainty can cause the candle moving in any direction. That means your stop loss can be hit even if your idea is a valid idea. Well, you telling me taking a trade with the anticipation of the structure or the market candle movement is actually really advanced idea, and that works. Most of the time it works. If this was a regular time, Enzo, I would be taking a trade as well. I would definitely be taking trade if the candles are rejecting that previously broken support area. It kind of makes sense. But at this point in time, it's a good idea to stay away from the market because we are only 3 minutes away from the news event. So we are not sure exactly how the news is going to pan out the volume. So, I mean, your idea for a structural bias, structural position is amazing. Just keep that in the mind, you know? All right, so Enzo says, all right, I will save it for the next time. Thank you. Ooh, no worries. People are learning. It's amazing. All right, so now this is the time we are waiting for the PPI news events. We will see what are going to be the side effects in gold, in pound USD. So it's going to be interesting. And also GJ, maybe hopefully the volume can pan out here. But we are still waiting. Alrighty. Just waiting here. And we are still waiting. Ooh, looks like, ooh, look at this. The candles are showing funny behaviors. All right, let's see what's going to happen next. Ooh, this is the volume time. This is the volume time right here. And the candles are slowly pushing down. Ooh, wow. Wow, look at this. After rejecting the previously broken support area, I think it's going to hit this 1382.90 level. That's what I think. I think it's going to hit that level. Let's check the numbers and see what happened. Let's check the numbers. And the numbers are good. Wow, that means the US dollar should gain its strength. That means pound USD should push down. And gold should push down. I think it's going to hit this 1382.90 sort of area. That's what I think. It's actually going to hit that level. Especially when it's just rejected a previously broken support area. there's a higher chance it can actually push down heavily. Heavily, heavily, heavily. Let's see what's going to happen next. Are we going to see some sort of volume in pound USD? That's the idea. PPI numbers pretty good. Unemployment, on the other hand, the unemployment claims are pretty bad, you know. Obviously, actually, it's the same as they expected. Previously, actually, it's good. It's good. So 375 people claiming better than previous. So previously, 385,000 people were claiming. Now only now 10,000 people less. So only 375k unemployment claims. So which is good. So that means US dollar is doing pretty good. US dollar is gaining its strength. So a lot of optimism in US dollars. So that means there's a higher chance pound USD could actually push down. So we'll have to see when the volatility dies, because right now it's a little volatile. I mean, whoever managed to take a position somewhere around here, I mean, you guys should be okay as long as you manage your trade. But man, look at this. Look at the push right now. Wow. Gold just pushed down. How many pips? Wow. Yeah, in 2 minutes moved like 30 pips. Gold moved 30 pips. Kevin is saying, what's the bias on GBP pair, bro? Ooh. Yeah, so pound USD, the bias is sell. On pound JPY, I mean, pound JPY is pretty rangy, so I don't even want to look at pound JPY. But pound USD is pushing down. I even caught a trade, Kevin. So the pound USD is heavy bearish at this point in time, especially after rejecting 1385.50. Now there are higher chances. Ooh, and the hourly candle was flipping bearish. Hourly candle flipping bearish. A very high chance to push down with volume. So let's see what's going to happen next. Are we actually going to push down or what? Yep. So 1382.90 is the target. 1382.90. All right, so the market is slowly moving to the original direction, and looks like the news has brought in some volume, and the 4-hour candle is pushing down. I think 1382.90 is the perfect target here. I think that's what I think. The candles are slowly pushing down. I mean, my bias is correct. Bias is correct. Beautiful. And the 15-minute candle is looking pretty nice too at this point in time, pushing down nice and slow. So 1382.90, let's check if 1382.90 is gonna be hit. Let's check. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. It's pushing down with volume. Wow, look at the hourly candle, man. Beautiful, right? And so this is what we talked about. The candle tapped the previously broken support area, reacted as a resistance. Look at the wick. This is the wick I was talking about. This is a decent wick. The current candle, the wick on the top of the current candle, this is a really decent wick. This sort of wick, the long wick, tells you that, you know what, there's a higher chance prices are rejecting that level, and it's pushing down. This is the Thursday volume too, again at the same time. People who are starting to journal, trying to learn what's happening. I mean, this is the Thursday volume. That's what's happening. From my earlier entry point, it has moved in about 11 pips now, which is pretty good. But the bias hasn't changed yet. The bias is same. Bias is a selling bias. Wow. And 1382.90, I think it's going to be hit. Wow. Beautiful. 1382.90. Enzo says, looks like the news followed the technical analysis. Do you think it's a coincidence? I mean, sometimes it kind of coincides. Sometimes it's like really coincides. Sometimes what happens is the technical analysis does fit in with the fundamental push. But after all, the investors, they look at the market order flow as well. You know, so it kind of makes sense. all of the wick created on the top with the volume, I mean, it just made sense for the price to push down. 100% made sense. So whoever took an entry on the flip of the candle, I mean, beautiful. You must be in the profits right now. And the best idea will be to secure something and just let the position run. Because I think 1382.90 is the target for GU today. That's what I think. All right, so Dick DeCavius says, oh baby, a triple. All right, so if you guys did take that trade, did understand the idea, just like and subscribe, you know, obviously like the channel and show some love and support. But that's amazing, guys. Thank you for coming in. Beautiful, beautiful trading day. So I'm actually going to call it a day. You two have a beautiful day today. We're not going to overtrade, or we're not going to over leverage, over risk. I've traded already, and I gave my bias. My bias was correct, which is the most beautiful thing about the trading, right? So the trading session, your bias can be same, and there's a chance the market's going to move with volume, and when you capitalize, man, beautiful, beautiful. So guys, take it easy. Take it easy. We did discuss about a lot of ideas today, and beautiful. Thursday volume, just enjoy the Thursday volume. That's all I can say. Enjoy the Thursday volume. I'll see you guys next time. Enzo says, thanks for the stream. Peace out. Peace out. Please share the channel to your friends. Share the channels to your friend. We want to grow this community. Multiply the community. Just share this to your friends. If you're a good friend, you will be sharing this. You wouldn't be keeping this free stream to yourself. You will be sharing this to your friends, and obviously you will help grow the community. So grow the community. The community is planning to grow and multiply. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, beautiful. So I'm going to do a nice bit of celebration here because our bias was correct and we did capitalize off the move. So this is the celebration. Nice little celebration for you guys right here. Yep, that's for you guys. Bang! If you guys took the trade, if you managed to secure, that's for you guys. And have a lovely, lovely afternoon. I'm going to see you guys next time. Beautiful. Take care.